Hey, all my Sagittarius friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I'm here today to talk about Jupiter, your ruling planet. It's retrograde in your seventh house of Gemini. This happens on October 9th, 2024, and goes through until February 4th, 2025. This video is based on whole sign Western astrology. So if you are not a Sagittarius rising, you might want to go to one of the free birth calculators on the internet and find out your rising sign. You just need your time of birth and location to determine that information, because this is the houses are important where Gemini is retrograding. So for our Sagittarius risings, the seventh house is the house of committed partnerships, the house of contractual professional relationships, the house of peace and harmony and cooperation and balance. So what is going to happen as Jupiter retrogrades is there's going to be a revisit of themes that take place or that took place back in late July through September, I think, 2024. Jupiter had its first square with Saturn on August 19th. Saturn is in Pisces, which is your fourth house of home and hearth, nurturing, self-care, mothering, meaning maternal energy, and your roots and your country of origin. So when that square took place for the first time, Jupiter was direct, Saturn was retrograde. This happened at 17 degrees. And I think this is important because we're looking at the second decant in degrees with the squares right now. So we're revisiting something that we are familiar with, and yet we need to fine tune and hone that information. Now, Jupiter is not happy in Gemini because it's in detriment, the furthest place away from its home, where it feels most uncomfortable. Jupiter kind of has to come off the mountain and down into the valley of everyday life and look at the details of things. So this would be the details of how you interpret your relationships in regard to thinking, writing, communicating, community at large. The seventh house of Gemini, because Gemini is so social, so there's also a sense of curiosity is what I want to say. And I think I don't mean that I'm curious about relationships as much as maintaining a sense of curiosity within life about life in regards to all of my cooperative relationships. That's the way I want to put it. Saturn is squaring in your fourth house. So there could also be a sense of, you could see that what Jupiter's been doing is expanding your belief system or expanding your opportunities to make money, because Jupiter rules wealth. And when I'm looking at the idea of the Gemini energy, your seventh house, well, there is the committed partnership part of it as far as a marriage goes. I'm feeling a sense of commerce and business. I'm feeling a sense of potentially collaborations that have broadened my viewpoint, or I've been privy to information, or I've watched things in the media, through journalism, through my social media outlets and activities that conflicts with what the philosophies were that I was raised with, or that are traditional to my origin, my roots of being. And I think this is an opportunity to assess if what you were taught as a child is current in this modern time. As a child, I was raised with no phone. When you went out in the yard or you went out in the neighborhood, you were vulnerable to whatever happened to you, and your parents wouldn't know until you got home. And so now, we have media everywhere and we're pummeled with it, and it can affect so many things, including our sense of harmony and peace. Because people will do videos and say, no hate, please. I mean, that's the environment we're living in. So here for you, I think that you're going to be revisiting Sagittarius themes that have to do with either expansion within business collaborations or within your belief system that have evolved and grown or broadened over this last period of time, since maybe July, August. Events throughout, what we've been seeing, things have changed so much. We know we're in a political year. We know it's unprecedented, the events about this surrounding this election. The world is watching the United States right now. Gemini rules democracy. I mean, it does. So there's a lot going on. And Jupiter rules, it rules the judicial system. I think it rules like the Congress, the House of Representatives, and Capricorn rules like the president. And because I think we can get into these finer dynamics, which I think are going to be highlighted over the next 6 months. So as we experience these things, I think for you, your beliefs may shift. You may be looking at things differently, and your beliefs about how you can make wealth and money may shift as a result of this dynamic. On the 24th of December, Jupiter will be retrograde and Saturn will be direct, and they'll experience their second square. And this, for me, when it's within a 5-degree orb, I'm starting to feel the energy. So we're going to feel this all the way from the beginning of December, maybe even late November, through January 22nd, I think. And that leads me to believe that the Jupiter-Saturn square will have a lot to do with how I view, Sagittarius views the world events at large. Because Sagittarius, Jupiter is your ruling planet. Gemini, that, it's like the way I see it, it's like Jupiter ruling the judicial system and all the broadening in your first house. And then the Gemini energy is all about other people, community, and the information that I get. Now we have that squaring your fourth house. So I think you're going to have a revision of your belief system, or how it's evolved over time, and how that relates to how you make money and the permissions you give yourself. Recently, I met somebody who, as a series of events, found themselves creating content on a platform that was very much based on a passion that came from how they were experiencing the media right now. And Saturn has done its little thing in having repression, expansion. We're going to see a lot of that. Basically, where I'm getting, without trying to be too inflammatory, is we've been experiencing a lot of censorship. And that may have been holding you back and holding back your money, because your country of origin has been censoring your content or your ability to expand. So as you experience this Jupiter retrograde, it gives you an opportunity to fine tune how you perceive this and how you want to move forward. Jupiter and Saturn will square one more time in 2025, and we'll talk about that later. But for now, I think that the challenge is being able to stand somewhere in between the big picture and the details. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that Jupiter is in detriment in Gemini. It's furthest away from its home. So it really does have to come off the mountain of the lofty big ideas and then think about the practical application thereof. Now, one of the things that I think is powerful for supporting this in a way that feels, I think, Teri Hunter, as an intuitive astrologer, think of a square as a fork in the road, where I have old habitual ways of thinking, and then there's new, untried, untested, sort of, betting on myself beliefs growing. So that's what this square says to me. And it gives me an opportunity through Chiron's sextile in your fifth house, to Jupiter as it retrogrades. It will be in effect from October 9th through pretty much middle of December. So Chiron has an opportunity, as the wound is represented in the house of self, in the house of self-entertainment and self-expression. So this very much could be, for Sagittarius, an awareness of the liberties that are not being allowed as they should be, and the structures are shifting, and there could be, in some ways, a surrender to the outer situations or environment, because in the long run, it will foster more growth and expansion for you as this retrograde moves forward. And you have an opportunity to implement the new ideologies, the new philosophies, the new business practices, the new platforms to express oneself, or the oppression has been lifted off the platform and you're able to give a more authentic representation of your belief system. I'm on TikTok. I don't really mention that because I kind of play on TikTok. I don't really do work on TikTok, but I bring it up because I made a comment, and the comment was ew, EW, WWWW, ew. It was rejected and it was censored out. I bring this up because this is what I think is sort of up for you. I know that we're highlighting your seventh house of contractual partnerships, of committed collaborations. And what we don't ever think about is that we collaborate and commit to the Gemini media. So there could be this whole idea that the media, the house of the media, represents an opportunity for you to expand through review and through reevaluation how you're approaching things. And if it's on an old platform, the square to Saturn, and I don't mean platform of like TikTok. I mean, if it's an old platform that comes from your roots that is no longer as relevant as it may have been. That Saturn square is bringing some kind of history, some kind of oppression in your fourth house. And in that fourth house is that's not only your country of origin, it's also how you were shaped as a child to believe in yourself. So, and with Chiron being in your fifth house of self-expression and giving you an opportunity to individualize and to feel the passion of the Aries energy, it can transform the wound into understanding and wisdom, which then gives you an opportunity when we move. I mean, I don't want to stop your world from expanding, but you'll probably see more effortless expansion as we get into February of 2025. All right, Sagittarius, that's it for me, Teri Hunter. Again, I'm an intuitive astrologer. If you'd like to get a reading with me, my information is below. I do both intuitive readings as well as astrology readings. I'm live every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's where we look at the week ahead's transits and we get the angel's advice. We pull a tarot card and we do an angel reading for each sign. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and please come back for more content. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll know when stuff comes out. Thanks so much. Have a great Jupiter retrograde. Bye.